going on, folks? Welcome back to an episode of Rant and Rave. By John the Historian here about anything, random shit. What really pisses me off, and see if it pisses you off too. Now, I was just reading the articles, like I usually do in the news every day, keeping up with the war that is exploding in the Middle East. As a historian, it's kind of interesting in studying foreign policy and geopolitics, how this is all going to play out and what's going on in Iran. There's pretty much a revolution in Iran, right? So it's interesting how that. But anyway, within Canadian news, our medical assistant suicide program, medical assistance or medical death. Now, a guy he's disabled. He doesn't have any mental issues or health issues. He's not terminally ill. And he applied for assisted suicide because of poverty. Because he fears he's on the verge of being homeless. What is wrong with the world? This is what pisses me off. We live in a first world nation. Well, that's what we call ourselves. Is it? I don't think so. There's no way we're in a first world nation. We shouldn't have homeless people. We shouldn't have unemployed people that are thinking life is so hard because they can't find a job and they can't afford to live that they'd rather die. Wow, what a country we live in. When will Canadians wake up and hit the street? Oh, wait, right. I fucking forgot for a second here. They're all protesting about shit that doesn't affect their new home, but overseas. Are we that dumb of a species? Are we that moronic? I think that's how you pronounce the word. Are we that so steeped in idiocy that we have to define we can't take on reality? We can't handle our own problems? But we're going to protest about other people's problems? We don't want to protest about ours because it would seem like we're bitching about ourselves and we're bitching about problems in our own country. Well, I'm sorry. This ain't the Garden of Eden. We lost that privilege once we left. We can't protest. Like, the only last major, any concept of protesting was the truck rally in Ottawa that went across the country. That was beautiful. And obviously all these leftists and these libtards and woke morons that said, you know what, that's, nah. No, the truckers came and dirtied our city. That's the problem? I think people in this country don't know what a problem actually is. They'd rather take on some national foreign project, like not in my backyard, because realistically it is in your backyard. Face the music and face the facts. How many times in your own life where you had to come to the conclusion to face the truth of your own self in your own life situation? I can recall countless times. I can't even count how many times I realized that in my life. It becomes almost at times in my own life was on a pretty much regular basis. But it's the part of growth. Well, what about personal growth? Well, what about national growth? No different. No fucking different here, folks. Alright? No. So you have this guy. Well, holy shit. He's so scared and feared and fearsome. Well, not fearsome, but he's so scared of homelessness. He can't afford to live. The problem in this country is libtards. You come across one, slap them. Re-educate them. Beat the shit out of them. It's all they're good for. Like all these Iranians protesting, oh, we don't want to go to war in blah, 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 in Iran. We're assisting them. I'm pro-Israel. Ouch. Does that hurt? Does that hurt you a little bit to say that? Well, to me it doesn't. Right? It's kind of funny that the fact is that, okay, a country gets attacked in October. And to be honest, as a historian, it is very strategic and very smartly executed. An attack by the Palestinians and Hamas. Okay? It is. That's the truth. I can face that, despite I'm pro-Israel. But Israel, people forgot that. And all of a sudden, oh shit, it's Israel's fault, and Palestine, they have the right to live, they have the right to... Israel's not trying, and then you have all these genocidal accusations. What do you think happens in war? They shoot rainbows and daisies at each other? Oh, you got me with sparkles. They ain't gonna come out because sparkles are forever. You just can't get rid of them, can you? Like, when you have kids, you definitely know that. You get clothes, sparkles everywhere. It's gonna be around here forever now. Like, you think they do that in war? In what world do you live in? These libtards don't know what the... Now, the same thing with the whole concept of Alberta independence. Now, I lived in Alberta for well over a decade. Quite a few years, and I loved Alberta. I love Alberta, okay? When I was in Alberta, Alberta was my home, and I was concerned about Alberta affairs. Well, life didn't want me in Alberta. God apparently did not want me in Alberta, so he sent me home. That's how it seems to be. Okay? So, anyway. I love the province. But I don't think they should become an independent nation. And no, do not become the 51st state. Alberta should be almost like a Quebec concept, but a little different. Keep their own money. And able to have a little bit more rights, like Quebec, within their own province, but still be part of the Confederation of Canada. Because united, we stand. Divided, we fall. I don't know about you, but let's take a glimpse through the course of human history. Well, we don't have time for that, but I'm going to tell you one thing. United always wins. But, now, here's another thing with the independence. When it comes to the Aboriginals. Yeah, well, we honored those treaties. Well, if it did become an independent nation, well, that kind of fucks shit up a little bit now, doesn't it? And by rights, they have to honor them. The only way they're going to get this is if actually they get the Aboriginal people to say, yeah, we're on board. You keep everything within the borders of Alberta, but everything outside, nah. If they decide to give that up, they're not going to do like Japan during their modernization period after 1860, and they became a powerhouse. You know, in the sense I mean by this is how Japan gave up centuries of traditions, centuries of the same crap to modernize. They gave it all up to modernize. Well, the only way the natives are going to do this is they gave up some land to become part of an independent nation. But besides that, if it's not, don't. Alright? Another thing that pisses me off, and we're going to go back to the guy. Well, if that's the case, in my life, it's been ups and downs, and there's times this is the hardest time in my life in the last year and a half. Unemployment is hard to find. Now, a lot of people, if you're in my boat, a lot of people are probably downing you and saying you don't try whatever the fuck kind of bullshit to satisfy themselves. Well, I tried a lot. I got a huge record of it. And the thing is, you throw the ball in the court, it's not up to you anymore. Here's the reality. Here's a thing, face the reality. Like those fucking protesters. Maybe these protesters, for instance, should be fighting for better wages, more job opportunities. Unemployment creation would be just phenomenal. You know how much that would change society? Do you ever go to a town where everybody works to a town where half the population works? And it's not like they choose to. Yeah, sure, you're going to have your addicts on the street and those meth heads. Or those drunks. But, even then, well, they'll thin themselves out. But you have a lot of decent people that don't do that. And a lot of people have to do that because of medical reasons and they get addicted. We all know that aspect. People forget that one. But the ones that choose it because they want to escape reality, because of the world that they live in, because they're unemployed, they're homeless, you might as well kill yourself instead of having a life of drugs. But, in my personal opinion. But think about this for a second. Like, holy fuck. Okay? Now, as a devoted Christian, I'm not 100% Christian, because two things you can't do as a Christian: smoke and drink. Okay? Or, well, I don't really drink. But smoke and swear. Alright? It's a conflict within myself as a Christian that, you know, it's like Jesus is like, what are you doing? But, not fully committed. But, even as a Christian, I'm like, well, our country went to shit. We let all these Muslims in. They really care about people. No, they don't. I've seen it. So, there's the odd one, but that one person is not a spokesman for the rest of the fucking crowd. It's a reversal of the bad apple effect of a barrel. Okay, the bad apple spoils the barrel. Well, the good apple doesn't solve the rest of the spoiled barrel. Alright? Oh, yeah, well, there's that one guy. Yeah, one. Yeah. One. What is he, the spokesman and the spearhead of all these people that are supposed to be righteous and good to society and a contribution to a better civilization or nation of Canada in this case? Bullshit. It's amazing how people are signing up for this. They'd rather die than face homelessness and a life of poverty and starvation. To be honest, I don't blame them. I don't. Because I know people that went through that, and it's you're in your own personal hell. A little bit of hell on earth. You know what I mean? And more people are falling behind and below that poverty line. And more people are coming unemployed and can't get jobs. Well, fuck. Do the math there, libtards. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it with people. There's a lot of dumb retards, libtards, woke morons, leftist idiots that don't even know what leftism is anymore. It's just gone incestuous. And, you know, you can't deny the facts. Like, how many shootings were there trannies? Like, we all remember the incident that happened in Dawson Creek. Or not Dawson Creek. Tumbler Ridge. Then you look at through the course of the last decade. Within Canada, within the United States, and even other parts of the world, a lot of these shooters are higher statistic, way higher than a normal person. We're in an identity crisis? Are trannies, transgender. You know, now there's an incident back in Alberta that I remember happened in GP, where a guy hurt and almost killed his children, and they put him out on parole. Now he's hovering around, child lives matter. And making these distorted, if you see these TikToks, I've seen reels about them. And it's just like, are you kidding me? He's mentally challenged. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. He's a retard. That's the definition of a retard. Alright? I know people with Down syndrome that are smarter and more respect and more humane than those transgender people. Like, I haven't met one yet that did not inspire me to say, you know what? There's a few good ones, but the majority of yous are not really on the good statistic side. Maybe people should accept who they are. I was born a man. Okay? I have balls and a cock. Alright? And I know that these balls and cock gotta go into a woman. Not another man. Now, if you do have that sensation, that's why you have anal on a woman. Maybe. All flawless of the divine creation. Who knows? Got a lot of questions when I get up there. But anyway. Like, really? This is what's going on? Oh. Well, you can't deny the facts. But apparently, people like to deny the facts because it's not, they don't want it in their backyard. And what I mean by that is people can't face reality or issues or problems within their own community until their own province or to their own national issues. They'd rather protest, fight about what's going on in Ukraine, go Russia. They want us to go Israel. Right? Now, the whole war between Pakistan and Afghanistan, I really don't know who to choose on this side. It's a hard one. Oh, there's hundreds, thousands of casualties between those two countries right now. But people are putting that on the sidelines because the big U.S. Israel versus Iran is pretty much the top global thing. Russia become a little bit back in the back pages. What's wrong with the world? Can anybody tell me? Lots, right? Western world is going through a period of utter bullshit. That's what it is. Welcome to the age of chaotic bullshit. Because people just don't, really. Back to me. I don't get up in the morning or ever think, hey, you know what? I want to be a female. It's these males decided, they get up, well, it's like, males have a shit, there's no masculinity today. Men can't be men today. Well, you could thank the feminist movement for that. Because as soon as a man steps up to be a man, they don't punch him down like a man. Oh, they slap him down. Because libtards like to slap. I remember one time, it's like gays. Never had anything against gay people. That's your own personal choice. But to have a whole dedicated month to your culture, a whole parade, an emblem, and flag, you might as well be your own nation. Let's go to Gaytoria. Gayrora, let's call it. Take a little chunk of land, take all the gays worldwide, shove them in that country, and let them run and sort out themselves. I want to see how this place is going to reproduce its population. That country's going to die out within 80 years. Put all the trannies there, all the alphabet people there. They can have their own country while they got their own flag. They got their own month. You know. Then you got people that are out there barely surviving. They're trying. Every day they get up, they apply for work. Got nothing left. Social assistance, I'm telling you now, not enough to wipe your arse. You got one shit per month, that's it you got for toilet paper. The rest of the month, well, it's gonna hurt. Instead of having social assistance, if you need it, it's there. It should be higher. Should people be drug tested? Yes. Yes. And if you succeed on these random drug tests, your image goes up. Now, the good thing about that is when you do get a job, you become a more productive citizen. And therefore, you're technically paying that dues back with taxes. Is that fair? But people today just need something to complain about with no reason. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't blame these guys, this dude that wants to kill himself because he doesn't want to face homelessness. Because when you're at the bottom, you know how hard it is to get to the top again? A lot of people's like, you're at the bottom. And they give you those words, all it is going up now. Going up a cliff, or going up on anything, metaphorically, is not easy. For instance, I want you to build a house from the bottom up. And then I want you to destroy it. What takes longer? You can destroy it in a matter of an hour. You can burn it down. But to build it, it's going to take you days, weeks, months. It's a lot of work. And when you're at the very bottom and you ask for help, it's kind of funny. I love this. You ask for help. They're like, well, you should ask for help. I did. Then they come back and say, well, I can't help you because you're not helping yourself. Well, technically I am helping myself because I gave encouraged enough to ask for help. And then you get shut down. I can't do that for you. Well, a lot of people, a lot of citizens act like the government. Right? How long does it take to get your EI or social assistance and how many loops that you have to go through? But when the government wants money from you, now, you don't get the help. You get the help, but it takes so long that it's like you never got nothing. You're just digging a deeper hole. So why do we have these programs? You should have more people out in the street panhandling at businesses. Maybe they'll start to realize. Like, we're in a generation that we will never own homes. I gave that up dream years ago. It's not going to happen. Canada sucks. I rather get slapped by a horse cock daily than take that climb from the bottom up. Because one thing is, just one slip, you can go boop, 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 and it's hard to get grabbed on, metaphorically speaking. Think about it. And then you hit the bottom. Now, people don't like that. They say it's negative. Well, just like those protesters, apparently that negative shit is reality. Now, you can be optimistic. But as a historian, I know what optimism can do. And hope. Hope is the greatest thing that can come out of that. When they open, last thing to come out of Pandora's box. That only thing that we all drives us. Hope. But one thing with hope is like overconfidence. It can destroy you at the same time. You need that sense of reality. Like those protesters. Let's fight and protest against the war in Iran when we got our own problems in our own backyard, but we don't want to do those. You're worse than the government doing a puppet show saying, look at what's going on over here, but look at all the shit in the backyard we're doing. Just like those protesters. Iran, hey, we got unemployment. We got an opiate crisis. We got unemployment crisis. We got Iran. Fuck off. No better than what the government does. Wow. Did a hell of a job raising these people. But that's my rant for the day. What's going on in your world? What do you agree with this guy that decided to kill himself and not face homelessness? You can say, sure, he's a pussy. But really, to me, that shows there's a problem. A serious problem. A man undisciplined, he can't work, he's going to face homelessness. I'll give you 3 things. Inflation. Ding. Disability checks. Low. Not enough to keep up with inflation and cost of living and rent. And number 3, well, take a guess. Now, wow. Canada's fucked. Canada sucks. We're a first world country. No, we like to believe we are. Well, there's just another thing, the concepts of lying. Like in the Bible, one of the greatest lies that you could tell is lied to yourself. Well, as a nation, we do it on a daily basis. Canada's great. Just when? Maybe for you. Maybe for Joe Blow down the road. But for the majority, it's not getting any better. What do? What's Canada going to do? We have a whole generation that don't even know if they're a guy or girl or they could be a cat or a dog. You can be whatever you want to be. That's optimism. That's positivity. You can be whatever you want, buddy. You can be a cat and take a shit in a litter box right in the alley. Right in the lobby of that so-called corporation. You can take a shit in the side of the classroom. Right. Hey, you're a man? Well, you can't face man problems. So you can't face man's issues and masculinity issues. So you decide, hey, I'm going to be a girl and grow some tits and cut the wiener off and la-di-da-di-da. And then I'm going to be like, I'm a woman. I don't have man problems anymore. Women have it made in feminism. Now I get to bitch about what I was. Is that what the world's come to? Me rant and me rave. That's how we get things done. We bitch and complain. But with everybody bitching and complaining, we actually, through historical contents throughout the course of human history, we come up with solutions. It's fucking hilarious. But today, those libtards, they only care about is their political, social agendas. Which realistically is horseshit. No. Bullshit. Remember the time there was decency? Remember the time there was respect? And humble? Those are the good days. But the age we live in right now itself is a crisis. And realistically, there is someone to blame. Ourselves. But realistically, it's the government. It's libtards. It's the Liberal Party of Canada. Mark Conarst. Justin Fucktard. Oh, fuck true. Dumb true. Why? Why is this relevant? Right? Diversity brings strength. It's bringing more fragmentation, more division than ever. Think about it. If you had a soccer team that were all soccer players, then you had another soccer team, there was one soccer player, one football player, one hockey player, one rugby player, one golf player. How is that going to bring strength? I like to see that on the FIFA world stage. Now, there is cases where diversity does work. Small scale. We'll take a military example. Right? Think about the military. You have a team. Very diverse. But not diverse in culture. But diverse in careers. And job titles. Not by culture, religion, or social priority. Now, not saying if I'm not promoting that diversity is a bad thing. I'm just promoting the facts that it doesn't really work. Not on a massive scale. It just creates more division, more separation, which leads to discrimination, then follows by racism, and you get to the extreme, right up to genocide and ethnic cleansing. And everything in between. If you're a foreigner from any country, you say you're Canadian. You're Canadian. You're not, oh, I'm Indian Canadian. I'm Cuban Canadian. I'm Filipino Canadian. I'm Chinese Canadian. I'm Greek Canadian. Cut that off. You're Canadian, right? Pisses me off. And stop protesting on what's going on the other parts of the world in your own country. I see more of that and start to face the truth in your own backyard of what's going on in our own country, libtards. Until next time, slap a libtard, punch a woke moron, and you know what? Paul drive an extreme leftist. Might knock some sense into them. Till next time.